A Russian pilot was killed Saturday in fighting with Islamists after his warplane was downed over northwest Syria, Russia's defense ministry and a monitor said. Hayat Tahrir al-Sham HTS, a powerful jihadist-dominated alliance, said on an affiliated media channel that it had shot down the plane in Syria but made no mention of the pilot. We were able to bring down the Russian warplane with a shoulder-fired missile above Sarakib in Idlib this afternoon, said Mahmoud al-Turkmani, who, according to the statement, heads HTS's Air Defense Brigade. He said the attack was in retaliation for a ferocious bombing campaign by Russian warplanes over Idlib. Russian Defense Ministry confirms #RUAF Sukhoi Su-25 jet has crashed in Idlib, most likely shot down by Man-Portable Air Defense Systems Manpad. The pilot ejected but was killed by militants on the ground. #Syria. Pilot's name not released yet. Our deepest, heartfelt condolences. pic.twitter.com/Stanosho for Russia in RSA thy middle. Thy degree at Embassy of Russia February 3, 2018. HTS, which is dominated by Al-Qaeda's former affiliate in Syria, controls Idlib and has sought to fight back a ferocious Russian-backed assault by Syrian government troops. An AFP correspondent who arrived at the crash site on Saturday saw what appeared to be the charred remains of the plane, including a wing with a red star still visible. Firefighters arrived to put out flames that had been spewing dark smoke into the wintry Syrian sky. The Russian Defense Ministry confirmed that the Su-25 aircraft was shot down over Idlib province and said the pilot was killed fighting against terrorists. Killed fighting. A Russian Su-25 aircraft crashed during a flight over the Idlib de-escalation zone. The pilot had enough time to announce he had ejected into the zone, the Defense Ministry said. The pilot was killed in fighting against terrorists, it said, quoted by Russian agencies. It added that according to preliminary reports, the plane was shot down by a portable anti-aircraft missile system. The U.S. State Department said it was deeply concerned at reports of such a weapon being used. Spokeswoman Heather Nauert told AFP the solution is a return to United Nations-led talks in Geneva and for Russia to live up to its commitments in that regards. Washington has more than 2,000 troops inside Syria working with anti-jihadist Kurdish and Arab fighters, and flies airstrikes against the Islamists. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights said the jet was down near the town of Sarakib in Idlib and the pilot parachuted to the ground. He was killed clashing with rebels as they tried to take him hostage, said the Britain-based observatory. There have been dozens of Russian airstrikes in the area over the past 24 hours. This plane was also carrying Al-Trades there, said Abdelrahman. The observatory said 20 people, including 8 children, were killed on Saturday during a bombardment on Sarakib and surrounding villages. Syria's uprising broke out in 2011 with protests against Assad's rule but has since morphed into a complex war drawing in global powers. Moscow began conducting airstrikes in Syria in September 2015. And its intervention has swung the nearly 7-year conflict firmly in the favor of its ally in Damascus. Opposition factions have shot down Syrian regime planes in the past, but the downing of Russian aircraft is much rarer. Turkey shot down a Russian warplane in November 2015, leading to the worst crisis in ties between the two countries since the end of the Cold War in August 2016. A Russian military helicopter was shot down over Syria, killing all 5 people on board. Deadly fire on Turkish tank. Russia has been spearheading a more than year-long diplomatic push to try to freeze the fighting in coordination with fellow regime ally Iran and rebel backer Turkey. Ankara has supported an array of rebel groups to fight Syria's government, the Islamic State jihadist group, and Kurdish militia that it has blacklisted as terrorists. On January 20, Turkey and allied rebel fighters began an offensive on the Syrian enclave of Afrin, held by the Kurdish People's Protection Units YPG. 7 Turkish soldiers were killed on Saturday as part of the assault, including 5 who died in a single attack on a tank, the Turkish army said. The losses mark the highest toll in a single day for the Turkish army in Operation Olive Branch. The observatory has also counted 104 allied rebels and 102 YPG fighters killed since the offensive began, as well as 68 civilians. Ankara has denied targeting civilians as part of its Afrin offensive. Mourners on Saturday gathered in Afrin to commemorate victims of the operation, including female fighter Barin Kobani, whose badly mutilated body appeared in a shocking video earlier this week. The footage sparked accusations by her family and Kurdish officials that she was defiled by Turkish-backed rebels. The opposition's government in exile said Saturday it had opened an investigation into the matter. Thousands of people protested on Saturday in France against Turkey's Operation Olive Branch, gathering in Strasbourg and Paris to condemn the assault.